Okay, stream. The purpose of a stream is just to have a plug-and-play way of manipulating data as the interaction between the user process and the device driver. I think this makes a whole lot more sense with image. The idea is that you would have your user process. Maybe it needs to read or write to disk, which is your device down here. You're going to have a stream head, and each of these lines are basically queued up modules. Notice the modules over here that do different manipulations. Maybe the first module would set up the I/O request, and then once it's set up, the next module will initiate it. Maybe another module would wait for the I/O to come back, and then the fourth module would write it to the buffer. Well, somewhere along those lines. The idea is that you'd be able to plug and play these different modules, and that'll actually helps immensely with device driver programming because there's so many different devices out there. As always, I/O is a major factor in system performance. Remember, disks are really slow, so we need to figure out the best way to keep performance up. Also, context switches are very slow, so don't forget that. Data copying, you have to copy data too many times. It's going to slow your system down. And network traffic is pretty much erratic from an OS standpoint. All right, that's fine. So how do we improve performance? See if you can minimize context switching. You still have to do it when you're jumping from user to kernel, but hopefully you don't have to do it anymore. Trying to minimize how many buffers you have, or actually how many times you have to copy to a buffer is what you want to minimize. You can have more buffers, something called double buffering sometimes helps. Reduce interrupts by using large blocks of transfers. DMA will reduce or improve performance because you have a special microcontroller for it as opposed to using a general purpose CPU. And then you have to come up with a balance, of course. All right. That's fine. All right, that's it for 13. So we're going to be finished pretty early today. Any questions on I/O? Hopefully nice and simple. I am not going to be here on Thursday.
In 2 days.
Yes, in 2 days. I will not be here. No class on Thursday.
No competitive programming either then?
Yeah, no competitive programming.
Slack.
How's that senior project coming, Chris?
I'm a slacker. Calling you a slacker does not make me not one.
No other questions? All right.